Yo, 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 what's happening, people? What's good, guys? It's been a while, man. It has been a while. Let's go, man. You like the beats, yeah? Let me turn them up a little bit. All right then. Okay then. Cool. Yo, if you want to get these tracks, just go to my Instagram and search for Poster Beats or Ed Poster and reach out to my guy. He's got a playlist on Spotify. It's fire, man. And the guy is busy as well, man. This guy, he does a lot of artwork for a lot of YouTubers, man. So he's all about the graffiti stuff, man. So that guy's awesome, man. Go reach out to him, man. Support my guy. Okay then, ladies and gentlemen, how are we? Yes, Sack Trades. How you doing, gang? What's good? I've missed the streams, man. It's all good to relax and rest and what have you, but man, I always love a good stream, man. Always those streams, man. Okay then, cool. Good afternoon. Pancho, what's happening, bro? What's good, guys? Tell you what Matic's doing. I'm going to have a look at Matic. We're going to go through Bitcoin. We're going to go through the altcoins as well. We're going to check everything out, guys. So don't worry, man. We're going to be paying attention to what's going on because it's quite fishy, this range. This range is quite selective. It's one of those instances where we need to just be very careful of a few things, okay? But today's topic is to understand the stop hunt that just happened in price right now. What's happening, Sack Trades, bro? Yeah, you remember that 12-hour stream? That was crazy. Wicked. Let's have a profitable day. Yeah, the hunt begins, ladies and gentlemen. Wicked. All right, then. So if you are new to the channel, mad love and respect for passing through. And to all my pattern watchers, welcome to Traders Reality. My name is Tino, and let's get on with it, man. Let's have a conversation, guys. Okay, then. So let me just kill the music down. All right, then. Time to concentrate. What's going on with Bitcoin? Now you can see the book map is present right here, so I'm waiting for that to load up, so just sit tight, and we will refer to the book map very shortly. Now, Bitcoin. From last week on Friday, you can see we've got this chaotic wick right here. Now, my concern is they haven't actually come down, especially with Bitcoin, hasn't come down and taken any of the ground from this wick. All right? History would tell me that at some point they will come back down to this point. All right? But remember what I said to you when price was in this range. The market maker needs to give the retail trader a reason to commit to the charts again. All right? Because a lot of people had paid the price. You know? Open interest just got had. They could see all the leverage that was being hit across the board and they wanted a piece of it. And that's what the market maker has done. He has made all the guys who didn't pay themselves pay the price. Which is what I say to you guys. Please, always pay yourself. If you do have a profitable position and you are new to the strategy, all right? Pay yourself. Get used to the idea of paying yourself. And then when you get a little bit more confident in the strategy, you'll then start to develop this intuitive way of saying to yourself, you know what, I'm going to hold this trade because I believe price is going to come from one point to the next. If it doesn't, you cut the trade, start again. All right? Now, we need to just understand something about the wicks. Okay? Last time, when Bitcoin came down, where was it? Where was that wick that Bitcoin came to? Here it is. This zone right here. Now, this zone's very important. What we saw was price come down, and then they moved all the way back up again, and they waited towards the 50 EMA, and then they broke down price and recovered all the wick. Then they presented us with another wick right here. In both instances, they returned to this wick, they returned to this wick, all to the right side of the chart. All right? These are the imbalances. All right? When massive volume hits, in this zone right here, capitulation probably appeared, where loads of people were closing lots of losing trades. All right? Everywhere in the chart, you will see it again. Look at this wick right here. They came down, spiked the low, moved all the way back up, and then they came back and refilled it. And then we've got this green vector wick right here. Recovered the zone. Again, this zone came down. They even came down and recovered this wick. And then we've got this wick right here, and they're recovering all of the imbalances in the chart. Now we've got this zone right here, and then we get a recovery there. We've got that big wick, and they recovered that zone. But this wick right here, I think they're going to save this wick for us for another time. All right? Remember, lots of liquidity has been absorbed by the market maker. Lots of exchanges got paid. All right? So now we're just waiting to see if this drift in price is going to show true strength. Because right now, across the board, everyone's talking about this is potentially the parabolic move for Bitcoin, where it's going to start making crazy gains to the upside. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we need to have a look at what's going on the higher time frames before we can actually conclude to that. All right? So let's start off. The 2-hour chart. What can we see? Price is stuck at the 50 EMA. Earlier on today, we had the stop hunt, and then they're trying to stabilize price. All right? Keep going through the time frames to understand where you are. You can see lots of liquidity up here. Price is yet to go above the 50 EMA on the 3-hour. Roll onto the 4-hour time frame. No movement towards the 4-hour 50 EMA. Okay? Although price has rejected the 5 EMA right here, and they've come away from the daily open, doesn't mean that everything's all good to go to the upside just yet. All right? If there's one thing that I will say to you guys, it's to always maintain the idea of caution, adding caution to caution. If you want to start entering into marginal positions, do not be complaining when they don't go your way, because you've entered into a marginal trade. Your goal is to try and increase and improve the amount of confluences that you can see in the chart, and then all you can do after that is make yourself accountable to the decision that you decide to make an entry based on those confluences. That's what trading is about. It's about being accountable for the decisions and taking the analysis into consideration and saying, you know what, this is where I believe price is going to be moving from, to the upside or to the downside. That is all you can do. Don't try and add too many confluences, because I promise you, you will miss the trade. All right? Stop hunt. Let me explain to you what a stop hunt is, ladies and gentlemen. All right? Let me just get to that in a second. Let me just go through the higher time frames to work out where we are. 800 EMA on the 6-hour time frame. Bitcoin's looking like it wants to try and come away from that zone. 7-hour chart. Same story. Holding that 800 EMA, but the candles on the 7-hour is actually showing strength. It's trying to come back up. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, until the 50 EMA gets broken on the higher time frames, I have no bias to any direction to the upside. All right? If it breaks above the 50 EMA on the higher time frames, then we will be considering placing longs. All right, that's the principle behind when I say I have no bias to direction. In other words, I'm not blind with, okay, Bitcoin has to go to 100K, so at any point in the chart is where I'm going to consider placing trades. No way. All right. Right now, there are 2 instances that could come into play. Bitcoin could come up and hit the moving averages. At that point, if it hits that zone and pulls away, then we are likely to see a continuation back down. If it can break above those key moving averages on the higher time frames, then we're likely to see Bitcoin continue from those points. But what are we waiting for? Let's roll on to the daily time frame. Right now, we're at the 200 EMA. All right? Now, we've got this red vector candle that looks like price is trying to come back up and recover from it. We saw a stop hunt. They moved price up, and then they pulled it straight back down today. All right? Now, what do we need to be aware of? In order for us to believe that price is going to continue higher, price needs to drift ever so slightly towards this range and come back and recover these previous pools of liquidity. The 200 EMA on Bitcoin, when was the last time Bitcoin hit that zone? It was back at level 1, because on the cyclical move that we've got right here, we've got a W formation, rise up level 1, drop, rise up level 2, and level 2's drop has been very sharp to the downside, but they came back up and recovered and stayed within this level. So that's a good sign. All right? Now, all we're waiting for Bitcoin to do is to just give us the understanding that they do favor higher prices. Now, some of you may be saying, Tino, I ain't going to wait for it to go over the 50 EMA. I would have missed out on an opportunity to enter in at 50K and try and take profit at 58. That's on you, ladies and gentlemen. That's on you. Now, there are aspects to this strategy where you can trade price back towards the 50 EMA. But this is on the daily time frame. How long is it going to be before it comes back to the 50 EMA? On the 15-minute time frame or on the 5-minute time frame, it's a little bit different. Look, how often are you going to see price coming back and reverting back to the mean? Look at this. You can see bright as day. Price moves away from the 50 EMA, mean reversion goes back towards it. Moves away from the 50 EMA, mean reversion back towards it. And again. Okay, so you have to factor it in with relation to the time frame that you are actually trading. That's what's important about the mean reversion. If you're waiting for the 50 EMA to come back to price, or shall I say waiting for price to come back towards the 50 EMA on the daily time frame, you're going to have to wait a few days for that. You're going to sit through crazy price action before it actually gets to that zone. All right? Now, the topic that we were discussing right now was the stop hunt. So I'm going to go down towards the 5-minute candle. All right, just to give you an understanding of the stop hunt. A stop hunt is when price is taking its journey towards one direction, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, it actually drops price. Now, they set these stop hunts in certain ways. They can induce traders to believe price is moving to the upside, and then they can drop it. Or they can induce traders to believe price is going to the downside, and then they can bring it back up again. Now, on the 5-minute time frame, this is an example of a stop hunt. You can see it right there. They move away from the zone. Everyone's saying, yeah, Bitcoin's rising, Bitcoin's moving up, happy days. Then we get 1, imbalance, recovery of the wick. 2, another zone, recovery of the wick. 3, recovery of the wick. 4, we've got another wick up here. So they hit the high 1, 2, 3 times to the upside. The stopping volume candle that was presented itself right here drops price, and they break the range and test the 200 EMA. The principle would be, based on the M pivot points, which some of you guys are asking me to do a video on, which I will be doing, is if the M3 pivot point confirms itself today, we would naturally expect the M5 zone to come into play as well, which will take us towards the range daily high. All right? Now, what we need to be aware of is what happened in Asia last night to give us the reason to believe that they are setting up a potential play. So in Asia last night, look at what they've done. We've had the move to the upside, and they contained price. They didn't allow it to go down. And then we come into the UK brink session, and they've initiated a move to the upside and attacked and made some gains back with price coming to the downside with anticipation to come back up and bring price towards this range up here. The 800 EMA, yet again, is still that point in the chart which we need to break above in order for us to believe that we are going to see Bitcoin coming back up towards the all-time high range. Till it does that, ladies and gentlemen, I don't care what Bitcoin does. Yeah? It's going to be crazy. Who we got in this room, man? We got a lot of spammers coming into the room. Who we got? Yeah, stop hunt on dollar yen. That's where we at right now. Okay, then. Let's have a look at Matic, because I know Matic is doing some very interesting things. Give me a second. Matic right there. Here we go. Where you at? Oh, my days, Matic. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. On the 1 hour time frame, Matic, it seems like the altcoins are trying to make some movement. Matic looks like it's trying to come away. We anticipate a retrace continuation, but they may go towards the range daily high. That will take us towards $2.53. Yep, it is a waiting game. Okay, this is the waiting game, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Looking at the book map as well. Let me just get that order set up. Here we go. This is Bitcoin's order book. So this is where the limit orders are coming into the chart for Bitcoin right now. And you can see the 52 zone. They've got a lot of orders stacked at the 52 range. 216 Bitcoin in this area right here. So we're waiting to see if that's going to be the case. Are we going to see that behavior coming in? Is Bitcoin going to break that zone? Wow, big volume coming in right there. All right, Matic is just doing some big numbers right now. The W formation seems to have held itself. Let's look at Matic on the higher time frames. What zones is she coming back up towards? We got any all-time highs coming up into play? Where we at? Not just yet. They're recovering the previous wick right now. So this is the range for Matic. We've got the $2.70 right there. And then we've got the end of the wick right here. So it's right now trying to work its way into that range. Once it starts breaking that point, it will take us to the range daily high, and it'll be working back towards this previous wick, which will be great news for Matic. All right. Let's have a look at some other altcoins as well. Let me just bring up the altcoin bosses playlist right here. Playlist, you know. What is this guy talking? Luna. Luna has been an absolute monster. All right, there's no stopping Luna. She just keeps on moving and moving to the upside. A lot of strength with Luna right now. Drop onto the smaller time frames. We can see that we've got ourselves a nice little pattern play right here. However, it's quite concerning because I'm not seeing a follow through with Luna. Normally, we would expect price to make the rise, retrace, and continuation out, but there's not been a follow through. Even though they've hit the range daily high and the range weekly high, the next candle right here is not really giving me that conviction. So we've got to be careful with Luna because it has been gaining ground for quite some time. All right, so be aware of that, ladies and gentlemen. Super. Super's got some beastly movements, man. I like Super. All right, so we've got 1, 2, 3 hits to the high, and this zone right here is going to be interesting. Why? Because it's a fast move out of the range, which tells me that this could be a stop hunt to take out all the guys who originally went short on the drop to the downside. So they grabbed all the liquidity of longs to the downside, inducing the retail trader to go short, and then they sharply moved out of the zone. This is what we would call a V-shaped play, when the volatility band shows price coming outside the volatility band right here, which is the RSI, but back inside the volatility, giving us the understanding that price is starting to slow down with its momentum to the downside, and that is presented by the actual red vector candle initiating a stopping play, so stopping volume, moves to the downside, triggers the lows, and then reverses back up. All right, so this is what's interesting about that play. So keep an eye out on Super. Let me just go back to Bitcoin a second. Where are we at? All right, who's in the room today, man? Who's in the room today? Yeah, I'll check out Vet for you, no worries. Yo, Tino, what's the relationship between the market maker and big players, i.e. Wall Street, Asia, in terms of movement and market and setups? Liquidity providers, that's the relationship. All right? So when players in Wall Street want to start buying in increments, they come to the market maker and provide, and the market maker, in essence, gives them the liquidity to be able to open and close those trades. All right? Remember, when someone buys, someone sells. That's the basis of it. What's good, Crypto6? How you doing? Okay, how many of you in the room today? 800 of you in the room and only 187 of you like the stream. That's sad, man. I like every single one of you. I hope you like me. Okay, then. Let's go back to Bitcoin for a second. What have we got here? All right, then. We've just got to be mindful, guys. All right? Sometimes in trading, you're not going to see what you want it to do. All right? Now Bitcoin looks like it wants to try and come up from the 50 EMA, which is good news for us. This is, look, the stop hunt. Market maker 1, 2, and 3. Remember, guys, until the 800 EMA gets tested, all right, you should be very cautious about making decisions on your trades. Why? You're probably saying, yo, T-man, I'm missing out. I'm missing out. Guys, what do you want? Do you want marginal trades or do you want high probability entries? Because you're going to know where you stand when price gets to this zone. All right? You're going to know where you stand. If you're expecting Bitcoin and everything around the board is saying Bitcoin's going parabolic to the upside, all right? If you've got to wait for price to go above 52K, and if it does go above this zone, all right, you're waiting for the retrace continuation up, and then you're waiting for the 50 EMA, in principle, the 50 EMA, right, so this is where the 800 EMA is, so watch this. This will be the 800 EMA, all right? Whilst price is trying to move up towards that zone, the 50 EMA will start doing this. And whilst the 50 EMA is doing that, it will cross over the 800. The 200 EMA will then cross over the 50, okay? And then the 50 EMA will go straight over the 200. So we'll see this clean transition. Well, actually, the 200 has already been crossed over by the 50 EMA. So that's good news right there. So all we're waiting for is the 200 and the 50 to cross over the 800. Now, this is on the 15-minute time frame. The 800 EMA on the 15-minute time frame is the 200 EMA on the 1-hour time frame. All right? So you haven't got that much time to wait. You will know where you stand if it does break above that zone, retrace, and all the moving averages are stacked to the upside. You'll know where you stand then. If you don't have the patience to wait for price to give you the understanding of where the momentum is starting to step in, if you can't wait between 51 and 52 and a half, why on earth are you going to be in a position to absorb a potential move to the upside, which could end up sending Bitcoin to the all-time highs? But like I said to you, until you pass certain points in the chart where there is a clear distinction of where the market maker is renowned for actually showing his hand and luring traders to step into the state of euphoric mindsets and greedy mindsets as well, there's not going to be any point. All right? You'll be burning money. Looking at the book map itself, you can see this is a book map which gives you all the limit orders, limit buys and the limit sells for Bitcoin across 5 exchanges. If you are new to the channel, go ahead and download this platform. You can get a free version and a premium version. Just go to Google and just type in book map and you'll have the actual options there on what you can do with it. All right. But the principle is these orders that you see on the right side right here are orders due to be filled. All right. Whether they get filled or not is a different story, ladies and gentlemen. And what we're trying to establish is the relationship between these zones in the chart right here, as you can see where orders have been sat. Principally, when price comes back to those zones, it should trigger more interest by traders in these areas at the same time. All right, so you can see that we've got 52 with a lot of liquidity up there and 51 900. So principally, we would expect them to try and bring price back up to those zones to tap into that liquidity. The book map shows an imbalance of limit sells being favored, so we should see price moving higher. All right, that's what this book map is about. Okay, looking at Ethereum. Ethereum's doing really well. It's coming back up again. Let me get rid of that. It's coming back up. We need to see the recovery of the red vector candles for us to solidify that we are going to go higher and take out some of the liquidity up here. Let me have a look at some other coins as well. You like the book map? Tino, thoughts on Pulse chart? Looks weird, but it's a solid coin. Would appreciate your opinion. No problem. Let's have a look at Pulse. Here we go. Let's have a look at Pulse. Okay, solid. That is a solid chart. I like that. That is quite solid. Got a lot of pumps in this. We've got an imbalance up here. Hit the range daily high in the same session. Wow. See, this is what I mean. Look at what's going on right here. The range weekly low is down here. The range weekly high, sorry, is here. All right. The range daily low is up here. And the range daily high is up here. Now, that's not because there is a fault in the actual indicators. It's because the coin itself has just got wild price action. It has thrown traders up and down. Now, on the bigger time frame itself, you can see, look at the game of wicks. There's the wick right there. Complete recovery of that zone. Done. Zoom in, and you can see another zone wick, which is getting recovered. Zone 2, recovery. Principle would say that at some point, we would see this wick getting recovered also. All right? Go back in the charts, ladies and gentlemen, and try and find coins that have got this wicking play. Look, Mana, the same story. Look, we were waiting for them to recover that wick, and they did just that. Came back up. Give me another coin. Coty. Any wicks that they've got to recover? All these wicks up here being recovered. All right? All right, then. Matic will merge with Sand, you heard. Let's have a look at Matic. Let's see where Matic's at. Actually, Vet. Let me have a look at Vet for my guy. All right, then. Cool. VeChain on the daily. It's come and hit the 800 EMA. It seems to have this habit of coming down towards this zone and not actually hitting the 800 EMA. And that's really important, man. That's really important that they're not hitting the range. And for every time they come down, see, they stay above the wick, still within the still above that wick zone, way above it. And then this last hit to the downside is still above everything else down here. There is a lot of support for VeChain. Seems like there is a lot of support. Comp has actually taken a battering. And we're waiting to see what Comp's going to do. It's coming back to, wow, pretty much what it was priced at. All right. Okay, then. What else have we got? Please, can you cover XDC? What's XDC? Thank you very much, Cryptopostle, man. No worries. Let me tell you something, guys. This strategy itself, all right? Don't think you're going to come to this channel and I'm going to say buy here, sell here. It's not going to happen, guys. The purpose of this channel is to get you to understand this strategy. And there have been many people who have come to this channel who've started to understand this strategy and completely switched it. All right? Mad love and respect to everyone who has come along and taken on the idea of trying to understand the hybrid system. All right? That's what it's about for me, guys. As long as you guys are understanding and actually killing it with this system, tells me I understand my system. And that's one of the big things for any trader out there. If you don't understand your system completely, then you're not going to know what to do if a trade goes against you. You need to be aware of what to do when price is going against you and in your favor. What do you do there? Do you just ignore the chart because price is going in your favor? No way. Here we go. Bitcoin coming back up to recover that red vector candle. This is a classic stop hunt play, ladies and gentlemen. And this is what the purpose of this video is about. So we roll over to the 1 minute time frame to help you understand stop hunts. Okay? So as I said earlier on, you can see what they're doing. If we look at the key notable area, what have we got here? We have got shorts being built above key points in the chart. Now we've got the whole numbers, the half numbers, and the quarter numbers as well. And you can see that we've got 51,000 down here. Okay? I actually need to increase that. Can people see that? I need to make sure you guys can see pricing. Where we at? Scales appearance. Where are we going? Let's roll out to 32. Happy days. That should be clear for you guys. Awesome. All right then. So we've got the shorts being built above key notable areas. 1, 2, 3. And then we've got several candlesticks right here. And then you've got all this zone right here as well. All right? Now, what was going on? They were hitting the zones, all right? And it's normally inconsistent with, in relation to the Asian session, right? The Asian session is so important at giving you the heads up as to what's going to happen moving forward. And as you can see right there, Asia starts. Where is it? 5 minute time frame. Let me bring that up. This is where Asia starts. They initiate the move to the upside, initiate a stop hunt rise. Look at the vector candle right here, recovery of the wick. They stabilize 1, 2, 3, and then they drop price back down. They've set up the move for an effective move back up towards the upside to recover these previous wicks and previous pools of liquidity. Okay? But be careful. Until they break this zone, there's no conviction. There's no cigar. And I'm sorry, if I build up your hopes and making you believe that something's going to happen, but then I shut it down and bring you back into reality, you're going to be a much better trader. Because you will always have that mindset. You will always have that way of thinking and say to yourself, okay, yeah, cool, Bitcoin, rise, 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 happy days, parabolic, baby, let's go to the moon. If you don't have that critical voice in the back of your mind saying, yo, calm down, this could be a stop hunt or this could be a setup, then you're going to be the trader that provides the liquidity for the trader who does wait. Remember, this game is about one man's fun and another's hell. Someone has to win in order for someone to lose. Someone has to lose in order for someone to win. And that's the basis of it all, ladies and gentlemen. All right? So anybody new to this channel and you want to get access to these indicators and you're coming across it all and thinking, what on earth is this guy chatting about? Link to the website is up there. These are free of charge. All you need to do is just go and access the link that's pinned to the top of the chat, and it will give you a breakdown of how to get everything set up. Join the Discord, subscribe to the channel, download the indicators for TradingView. All the links are presented there. And in the channel, there are 2 playlists. One called Understanding the Hybrid System, which gives you a breakdown of all the patterns, all the actual cycles, how to read the vectors. All right. And then it's got It's All in the Mind playlist, which is like a mini podcast where I just talk about my experiences and all the chaos that I've been through in order to understand this game we call trading. All right? And I'm still learning about myself every single day. I will never take claim to mastery, because that's when you can get complacent and you think that something's going to happen and then it's not going to happen, and then you end up paying the price for being complacent. Always be prepared to absorb another way of doing things. All right? Like this, the book map. a new way of reading how price develops in with the candlesticks. You can see, look, they're coming up, drifting price ever so slowly to the upside. All right. Interesting thing, ladies and gentlemen. We got exo charts as well. Exo charts is another platform which helps me understand the liquidation points that could be presented. Yeah. So it's all fun and games, ladies and gentlemen. The question is, what can we expect from New York? In New York itself, guys, we normally see a reversal in New York. Now, we may have had the reversal from the start of this candlestick session. 2:30 has passed by. 3 o'clock seems to be the time of day where New York does actually do something. So just be careful with New York, ladies and gentlemen. All right. The 200 EMA, before anything happens, the 200 EMA needs to be broken for us to verify that we are going to try and come back up towards these zones and aim towards the range daily high and the range weekly high. Now, I'm not sure that Bitcoin's going to actually make that move to the upside in today's session. All right, because it all depends on what New York does next. But if it does break above the 200 EMA, you will want to wait for a continuation test for that to happen. If it can't break above the 200 EMA, then I will say this to you guys. Be mindful. What if we are going to see this sort of behavior by Bitcoin again? What if we do see them actually spike this area 3 times before they decide to drop it? Yeah, because if we look, we've got this area here, 1, 2, and 3, they dropped. Then we just had a stop hunt rise drop. Then we had 1, 2, and 3, big drop. What if we get exactly the same sort of play in this range? So great, if Bitcoin does move higher and recovers all of this this deviation from the moving averages and brings it back into the fray, happy days. But people aren't interested if Bitcoin can go to 57 or not. People want Bitcoin to go to 100K. So you really want to be focusing on what it can do at 57. Yeah? Wonderful. Payuch, what's that? ILV, TA, please. Everyone falling in the effects of USDT, okay. ILV, why do I know ILV? Expensive coin, yeah? Boom, yeah. Quite expensive. Great price action. Look, and this is something that I need to consider as well. Most of the altcoins have recovered the wick, but Bitcoin and Ethereum haven't. Is that because there's support in Bitcoin and Ethereum? Or is it because the altcoins themselves are volatile anyway? Do they favor lower prices with Bitcoin and Ethereum? Or do they just want to keep price in this range and avoid the wick for now? They will always come back to the wick. The idea is to work out when. That's what we're trying to find. Now, ILV itself is doing very well above the 800 EMA. Very well. So we just need to be mindful, wait for them to finalize and shift out of the zone. This is what we're waiting for. Whenever the shifting of the zone happens, you're waiting for the retrace to lock the formation, and then price should by principle continue from that zone. But look, 200 EMA is right there. You want to see price come down and then try and make the break away from the zone. All right, so that will mean the 50 EMA will be coming up ever so slightly to get ready to cross over the 200 EMA. This is what you're waiting for right here. That's the 200. And then the 50 EMA merges up. And then the 200 goes up. And then the 800 EMA just starts going like so. That's what you're waiting for, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. Yes, it may be altcoin season. Do you have a feel on whether market makers are looking to build long or short positions yet? They do it all the time. They do it all of the time. That's what they do. This is the nature of the business. When someone is buying, they're preparing to sell. Yeah? Let's have a look at some other altcoins. What have you done here, Tino, man? What a guy. All right, nice sharp. Here you go. Look at this. This is Loopring. Nice W formation play on the 1 hour time frame. Right? They've come up. I'm waiting for a retrace. This is what you want to see on Bitcoin and Ethereum. You want to see this. You want to see them break above the 200, come back down to test it. Whilst they're testing it, the 50 EMA would merge, cross over the 800, then cross over the 200. And by that point, we would see candlesticks coming in to move price back up to the range. That is what you're looking for, ladies and gentlemen. And until it happens, there's no reason to place trades. Yeah? Please, guys. The idea is to stay in this game for as long as you can. All right? It's not about hitting home runs. It's about taking advantage of being able to say, right, I'm going to enter at this point. Done. Take my money. Chip. Get out. Why waste your time trying to gamble with the idea of you beating the market maker? You don't want to beat the market maker. You want to take part in his quest to beat the retail trader, or should I say manipulate and manage the retail trader. Market makers are our friends, ladies and gentlemen. Please. Yeah? That's what it is. Do you have a YouTube member to join? Do you have to be a YouTube? No, you do not have to be a member to join anything. There is the Patreon, and then there is the Discord, and then the channel itself. The Discord is free of charge to access. That's a beautiful community in there. It's crazy, but it's filled with pattern watchers, and everyone is out to help everyone. Everyone's on the same page in the Discord. You know, they're going to get people that'll say, I believe this is going to happen, this is going to happen. That's standard with all price action. All right? We won't know until we know. But join the Discord, man. That's where it all starts. All right? Okay. CRV. Curve. I like curve. Controlling movement. Happy days. Nice behavior. Do you know what, guys? I don't like the fact that it's too quiet. I think it's quiet. Yeah? I just, there's something wrong with today. It's too quiet for my liking. Bitcoin has made a nice little move. It's a slow trend, true trend play, maybe. Ethereum coming back up. Happy days. What else have we got? Let's have a look at Gala. Let's roll down to Gala. There it is. Gala's coming back up. Need to come up towards the daily open. That'll be happy days for Gala. They too had the stop hunt low. Now it's coming back up above the 50 EMA. It's just too quiet for my liking, ladies and gentlemen. Theta, everyone's doing the same thing. All right? Now, as I said to you earlier on, guys, just be mindful. This game is about trying to understand what the market maker is preparing for next. It's not about predictions. It's not about trying to take glory on what point Bitcoin's going to end up. It's about, are you able to exploit momentum in the charts? And that's where we're at right now, ladies and gentlemen. Because if I show you them, Mika, then you're probably going to start copying them. And I don't want that. But I do show my trades. People have seen my trades before. There's playlists in the channel which shows you live trades and everything. Got trades on as we speak. All right? Cadena. 3 hits to the low. 1, 2, 3. Nice pattern formation, which is a variation of a W right here. Happy days. Yeah? Moonboy sat comfortable right now. Tina, I once watched your stream while being high, and my trading changed ever since then, especially the psychology to the positive side, of course. Fair play to you, bro. Couldn't it stop hunt the highs, then drop to recover the wick? Principally, that's what we expect New York to do. We expect that sort of play. All right? In order to understand where we are across the board, ladies and gentlemen, what I like to do is I like to pull up the market cap charts. Yeah? So I've got totals right here. So the first chart will be everything across the board, and you can see money's coming in. They're all recovering this red vector candle. The second chart itself, totals 2, which excludes Bitcoin. So we've got a number of coins that are trying to test the 200 EMA in the same formation that we see right here. And we've got the 800 EMA potentially coming in sight. And then you've got the market cap excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum, just factoring all the altcoins. So there is, of course, a reversion to the mean. That's what we're waiting for. Hey, Tina, your content great. Thank you very much, Francisco. But would it be easier to understand for beginners if you would tell us more about hypothetical entry points of the hybrid system? No financial advice, of course. Okay, yeah, great. Easy. Okay? Your goal as new people is to try and find these patterns right here. This is the cyclical pattern that you are looking for. All right? Now, if you go in the channel itself, there is a playlist called Understanding the Hybrid System. All right? Now, there are guys who come to the streams who are looking for the, the price action. that have heard this many, many times, there is a playlist in the channel that tells you how to understand M's, how to understand W's, understanding vectors. Try and get through that playlist. And then when you come to the stream, you will actively be applying each of those aspects in real time. My goal is to get you guys to understand the system, because then that means I understand my system. That's what's in it for me. Yeah? I can show you a trade, no problem. I can show you the entry, no problem. Does that mean I'm going to be able to show you exactly the same trade at the same point in time with the same coin on the same formation? No. But I can tell you that patterns and cycles appear all the time. Your goal as traders is to understand at what point are you in with a certain pattern. Now, there are very many ways to trade this pattern. Like, for example, you can see it's a W formation right here. Yeah? There are two types of entry. You can make the entry as price breaks out of this range right here, and then the first pullback is the level 1. You can make an entry point from this zone right here and assume that price is going to do this. Your potential entry point could be on the rise back up towards rise level 2. You would need to have an understanding of cycles. That video is in the playlist. It's called Understanding the Hybrid System. You could even consider entry points within the W formation where you're seeing shifting out of the zone. 2 entries. You can start from this point right here, and you can even start from here. But quite frankly, ladies and gentlemen, to simply just come to the chart, draw a W, and assume that it's going to work out, and you entering here and entering here, you will be surprised. I'm telling you now, you could get blown out. That's why I say to you, come to the charts, come to the streams, and you'll be witnessing many variations of W's and M's. That's what it is. And then as time progresses, you will start to develop an eye and understand what constitutes a valid W and a valid M formation. All right? You don't get anything for seeing my trades. What do you get from that? Nothing. But if I can show you the development of the pattern, and then you come back to the streams and you see how the pattern played out, you've just impressed your mind with an understanding of a formation. Now your goal is to try and find that same pattern again in the charts. Yeah? Give me a second, ladies and gentlemen. Steve's just called me. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I can't believe it. I actually can't believe what's happened here. No one has reminded me to go pick up my daughter. I can't believe it. It's 3 o'clock. I need to go get my daughter. And I've just lost my trail of thought. Listen, guys, the breakdown quickly. 2 seconds. 2 seconds, 2 seconds, 2 seconds. Where's it at? Where's it at? Bitcoin, Bitcoin, Bitcoin. Where is it? I hate these watch lists, man. They are pointless. Watch lists are pointless because you're trying to find the coin and you end up having to type it up here. I refuse to have watch lists anymore. Okay, then. Bitcoin. Slowly drifting to the upside, ladies and gentlemen. Pay attention to the 200 EMA on the 1 hour time frame. Whenever price comes away from a W formation, we are expecting them to try and lock the formation and formulate the first level, which would be rise level 1, drop, continuation to the upside. At what point that drop comes into play will be all down to what it does at the 200 EMA, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, listen, mad love and respect to all of you. If you are new to the channel, be sure to like and subscribe. I'll be going live again later on tonight at 10 p.m. to summarize the New York session. Let's see what they do for us today, ladies and gentlemen. Have yourselves a wonderful day.